Hi guys, this is Abi from Gokche Design. In this video, you're going to learn how to create a photo montage effect in Adobe Photoshop. Let's start by duplicating your background layer. Next, activate the Rectangular Marquee Tool from the toolbar and make sure Fixed Ratio is selected in the Style dropdown. Now create a selection and use the Shift and arrow keys to move it around. Use the Ctrl or Command X shortcut to cut this selection. Now create a new layer and use the Ctrl or Command V to paste. Hide the visibility of this new layer. Ctrl or Command click on Layer 1's thumbnail to activate the marching ant selection. Using the Shift and arrow keys, drag this selection around to your liking. Now repeat these steps to cut and paste 6 squares in their own layers, as per your preference. Next, hide the background copy layer and activate layer 1 through layer 6. Use the move tool to move and rearrange the 6 squares as you see fit. You can also use the move tool to transform and change the angle of the squares by dragging the corners. With layer 3 selected, click on FX and choose Drop Shadow. Play around with the distance, spread, and size sliders. You can also activate one more drop shadow layer to intensify this effect. To copy over the drop shadow, hold the Alt or Option key and drag the effects from layer 3 to layer 2. Repeat these steps until all squares have drop shadows. With layer 3 selected, click on Edit in the top menu and choose Stroke. Enter 20 pixels for width and choose Inside for location. Now repeat these steps for all the other squares. With background copy layer selected, bring in a gradient fill adjustment layer. Click inside the gradient to open the gradient editor and choose foreground to background from the basics dropdown. Double click on the first gradient stop to pick a color. Repeat the steps for the second color stop. Change the scale value as per your liking. To add a vignette effect, bring in one more gradient fill adjustment layer. Choose radial from the style dropdown and change the angle to 33 degrees. Click inside the gradient to open the gradient editor and choose foreground to transparent from the basics dropdown. Double click on the first stop and pick black. Check reverse in the gradient fill window and play around with the scale value. Reduce the opacity to around 50%. To increase the overall contrast, bring in a curves adjustment layer and bring the curves line up a bit in the highlights area and down a bit in the shadows area. Finally, let's look at the before and after images. Looks good to me. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Until next time.